so empty.
I'm gonna think all these people are Mike. Although you must.
Yeah, seriously. Is DGC actually playing medic for these guys right now? Is Nick here? Let's check. And Nick's offline. That's why he's here. Okay. Mystery solved.
Let's take predictions from the chat. Who's gonna win this scrim?
Alright, creds from chat. I'm gonna go with Mike's team, just to spoil it. I'm pretty sure they're gonna win. But then again, Seymour might like pass out in a pool of blood and then I'll have to go scout, which could make them be less good. Well, that's like every day for DJC. I don't think his alcoholism is gonna affect his performance because it's like a normal thing, isn't it? And besides, he's playing medic. It's like drunken dodging. 5-2? Yeah, that seems reasonable. 5-3 if I play. That's just the time that it takes for me to switch in. Definitely. If DJC is playing naked, his team wins.
Interesting, Fred.
Well, you know, pants cause lag.
I'm gonna watch Seymour and see if he just stops on his way to mid.
I don't have Dougie G on my friends list, but I'm gonna assume that their demo's Dougie G.
Yeah, it is. I recognize the avatar.
He's tagged with Vector, so. Alright, first mid. Here we go. Demo coming top from Vector.
Seymour having problems getting up top. Gets up there pistoling the demo.
Looks like he eats a stick though. More damage going out onto Vector right at the start, but a really nice jump from, that's Mile, killing Remedy there. So mid-win for Vector right off the start. Basically just off that soldier jump. They're gonna try to dive in on the medic, maybe try to finish some of these lit players, but I don't think it's gonna work. I mean,
they're staying in way too long. The medic's really lit.
Yeah. One thing is the demo was really hurt, and the health was altogether pretty bad on Vector, so they couldn't chase. Maybe a little risky, but, you know, if they did get the demo to 2 lives, so maybe if they'd got that frag, it would have been a different story. Remedy's not going to be with them for yards, so they probably just have to give this yard for free.
Yeah.
Now let's see how Vector approaches
should
this.
Force the issue here.
You think? I think their spawns are there. I wouldn't mind seeing them wait and, like, shove left or something like that, because pushing right side when the demo's there is so tough.
I guess the demo has a buff now.
That post
They're gonna do it anyway.
I'm actually like in the server and I think it's full, so my shoutcast would be totally desynced from that.
DJC is holding on to the Uber for a really long time, and they end up getting the kill and popping in on Mile High, surprisingly.
I wasn't watching what that looked like from the blue perspective, but I think they misjudged how close DJC was. Like once the medic has crossed the doors, then that Uber is a good one, but their combo is still so far back. This might be a little bit of overextension here from Vector as they try to finish the round, and they're getting really picked down, and DJC sticking to his pocket to the last breath, but there's no salvation there, and he goes down.
Yeah.
They should have just taken 2 and then been happy with that, but they tried to roll it, and their health wasn't good enough to roll it.
Fixture surprisingly going aggressive.
Where's Mile? Did he get forward? He did. He's hiding in forward.
Oh, big place.
He's not a heavy though. This is much better as a heavy. Here he comes. There's random stickies there. I don't think they know he's there. That medic's over on the left side.
He actually doesn't do any damage.
Mile, I'm sorry I watched you. That was terrible. And they also lost their medic again going into that.
And their whole team.
Yeah, like if I can understand why they're there. They're trying to make a distraction for Mile, but then I mean you can't make a distraction with your medic. That defeats the point of making a distraction. Now they do have a heavy in forward spawn, so they like the forward spawn shenanigans, but Mike's team wise to the. Okay, what are these guys actually called? Are they called Pink Name Crew? Because I don't want to call them Mike's team all the time.
I call them Pink Name Fags. I think there will be Pink Name Crew. I don't think they're keeping the XTV thing. I don't know though.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think they didn't need a support for Mile since the other team had Uber. It was kind of pointless to support for him.
Well,
He's going
I
in
mean,
for a pop.
It makes sense to like show your combo in garage and then like maybe send a scout in, but don't lose your medic.
Yeah, they were trying to hold ground against an Uber when they didn't have it.
Yeah. Okay, so here we have even Ubers. This is actually what I notice Mike's team does all the time. They always lead a scout in the left side here to clear the sticks, and that's a good move because it's really hard to get spam damage on him. Now we have the Uber exchange. Lots of damage on Remedy, but at the same time, Vector takes the first death. Remedy does go down, so if Vector can slow things down here and play off their demo spam, it's going to work pretty well. And the frags follow onto Tooth and then Basic. So now Vector just trying to clean up, but they can't seem to land a shoddy on that. That's Mike dancing around in there. So that actually might buy enough time for these soldiers to come back in. I expect Vector to make a move to 2, but the soldiers coming through Z is going to be really dangerous here. So we see Dougie G sticking
Vector
it off
actually
already.
had 3 people in the red, so a little bit of non-focus coming from Pink Name Crew. Should have called out their damage a little better. Focus targets may have won that.
Yeah.
They actually have a soldier up top, so I think they're going to be able to force...
Oh, they've done so much
forcing
damage.
him back.
They won that spam fight really well.
Vector
with the
is
split
trying to
soldiers.
hold it in, but they're not going. They're going to have to pop the save point, which might work for them if they get this medic.
I don't think they can. He's so far.
Schwan
Oh, no, he's so close. Hit it.
Wow.
One rocket, and now they overextended trying to get him pre-Uber there. If Vector
Schwan
had been
went into that Uber without shotgun reloaded.
yeah, that could have made the difference. The other thing too is they were so far back when they Ubered. Like, I think they should have accepted the fact that they were taking so much damage and they needed to Uber and started posturing forward. Because as it was basically like they got forced on the door and then they couldn't close the distance.
Yeah.
But a pretty good round. I mean, Vector had them at their last, and then they just overextended, and they just got pushed back with a couple mistakes here and there. Like, that Uber was poor. Their decision to support Mile on mid didn't work out because they lost their medic doing it. But I feel like they have the power. Like, they showed a strong mid last time, so I might look for them to win mid again here.
Red Demo goes up top, gets a sticky on one of the scouts, but he's already low. Has to take his own pack, which is okay.
Yeah.
Better than one of the other soldiers getting it.
With first kills down onto Remedy, we have a big jump in from the blue soldiers, but they don't seem to connect with much. It's only Basic left alive, and he's fighting in garage. It's kind of a hopeless battle. Looks like he's just gonna back up, but Miles says nope, no backing up for you. Jumps the soldier who has more health than him, and Basic kind of caught off guard, just eats the rockets and goes down. So now already Vector's combo moving up. Mile actually could make a play for the medic here if he's crazy like that, but he's seen, so I doubt that he's actually going to go through with it. Better just wait for the Uber and then let the Uber take last. So this should be around, barring any crazy headshot or just overall fail from Vector on this Uber push. Vector should be taking this one in short order.
Yep. They should try to start going. They don't want to waste too much of this advantage.
Yeah. They have buffs on almost everybody now. Their scouts aren't buffed, which kind of sucks, but here comes the push now. Mile getting focused as he jumps in, so he's the first kill. It's not the best start for Vector, but now the Uber rampaging through the Pink Name Crew here. Name's not cute enough to save them from Schwann's shoddy as they come into point. Now he's out of ammo. It's one real rocket at a time. Has this push actually stalled? Miles coming back as a spawn. Schwann resorting to melee. It's one hit, he gets it, and
nice.
I don't think these guys are going to get out in time. No. So maybe a little early from Mile on that last push, because he drew focus, but you don't need to draw focus away from an Uber, I don't think.
Yeah,
Could have just
he
waited and
jumped into 2 scouts.
Yeah.
And that's not going to end well for a roamer.
Oh, view models. Yeah, I'll turn view models on. I don't have the huge status monitors, so I can't like auto follow frags. So I'll just click between people randomly or something. We had a soldier go top from blue. Slips is the first casualty, but Vector loses 2 of their frag classes, so it should be a look to collapse from Pink Name Crew, but they're not finding the kills they need. At this point, if they're going to do anything more, it's going to be a dive onto DGC. But looks like there's Remedy's still fighting a soldier top, so they're not focusing the medic. They're actually trying to win this straight up, and it might go so low health from Vector, but it was just too long that they had their medic up. Demo's still in, but
Remedy's still up
there's
there.
no hope. Now he's a late death is the problem.
Damn.
So he won't even be up for the 2 defense. And not having a demo there makes it so much easier to take that point with without even popping.
If Vector doesn't move fast, well, no, I don't think Peak Name. They're actually trying to hold yard here. Don't know if they're trying to get an early pop. They gotta be real careful.
I would practically just pop here as Vector, just like pop across point right now. You know they don't have it. You know your team's coming behind the cap, and the demo wasn't there, but now he's... Okay, Scout Uber, here it comes, but the medic was a little far back, though he still has a nice flash on the entire time, so that's Fife running into the team. He kills Basic, and he's still alive back there, which means Big Name Crew used a bunch of shots on him, which should make this push a lot easier for Vector here, but they can't find the frags. They were just diving for the medic. Looks like they're distracting, but DJC gets left alone in the process and manages to make it out with some nice needles covering himself, but could still be chased. No, they're just gonna back up now.
I felt like they pushed on to 2, and they seemed to get 2 for free, and then they got a little greedy and tried to use that Uber in to take last, but they could have taken 2, gotten their buffs, and still pushed with a decent Uber advantage onto Pink Name.
Yeah, the thing is too that they're like sacking their team. Mile does get the force out there at mid, so that's good for them. It's going to be a swing around mid here, and actually with so little cap time from Pink Name Crew, I'd expect the DJC Uber to come back in here and clean things up. Actually, they don't even need to pop to get through the doors, so if they get into an involved fight, they're going to pop, but they're getting numbers down. He pops to save it down. Well, that's a good decision. And now they should just walk forward. They can use this Uber to clear the doors from sticks, and then basically bully Slips and company out of yard. Here's something. It's a scout maybe dropping down on DJC. Gets him pretty low, no frag. Now Vector just needs to be careful to not get caught against a superior charge from Slips. I expect them just to kind of coil up in their base like a cobra and then be ready to spring out if Vector's foolish enough to try to hold yard with an Uber disadvantage. Now, see, this is really dangerous, what Vector's doing. This is incredibly dangerous.
They're backing out, though. They seem like they're baiting the Uber, but now
here it comes. I mean, they're too close. Yeah, so basically they didn't pay attention to the Uber advantage, or they didn't pay enough attention. It's like, I mean, like, what would that peek even do them? If they know the Uber's ahead, so it's like, you can peek and do damage, but you're just gonna have to run for, like, 10-15 seconds while you get your own Uber, but no, instead they lose their combo. Slow cap, but I mean there's no buffs at all on Vector yet with DJ just spawning, so I don't think they can clear the doors to come back in here. And now sitting on another Uber disadvantage, best they can hope for is a force through yard, worst maybe a slip through right side out of Pink Name Crew and they have to back up to point. Ubers are pretty close, so they can probably kite long enough to get this for 2, but yeah. Looks like Pink Name... Man, I'm like calling this like mad. They do just slip through left side. But yeah, see now they're kiting.
Going for the back cap, but
you can't back. It won't work. He's gonna die.
He didn't actually go for it. He just tried to hide. I guess
he does to some extent delay them though.
Yeah.
So this does take a bit of pressure off the combo. They are gonna get this
Uber in a few seconds.
Yeah. Problem is, look at this hold. Like the demo's on the left, the combo's on the right. So the demo takes a ton of damage per Uber. Schwan.
Oh. DJC went back. He should have stayed on Schwan.
If he stayed on Schwan, that medic was dead.
Him.
Like 100%. Now Vector's crumbling.
They're backing up. Yeah.
And that kind of just initiates from their bad position at the start. Like if the demo was over on the right with the combo, he could have at least had a buff or taken an early flash to prevent all that damage right at the start. But now it's just going to be a roll to last. I really doubt that Vector's going to be able to defend this with Yawn spawns.
Sean just going back to base. I think he needed rockets. That's kind of what happens. No offense to DJC, but you know he's not a medic main. Probably thought he needed to save his demo. Maybe Schwan didn't call him how many people were in front of him. So it's one of those things that happens.
It's true. I think as a medic you should just treat your demo man with contempt and stay on your pocket. I'm sure Grimo would be happy to hear that. Alright, so next mid, Remedy taking the low ground. Gets some pipes out, but not much. Nice soldier jump from Vector there, doing a lot of damage. And picking up both scouts. Scouts are actually incredibly important on Grand Mid. Everything else is dead too, but killing the scouts really like that really gives you a lot of power because they don't have that jump around a crate and do 100 and then back up kind of clean up. Slips lives, DJ dies.
Oh. Remedy goes
Oh
down
man,
though.
Fifes on him. He gets sawed
Nice.
and pops, which is actually fine because that's just about as good as just killing the medic, is making him pop. And he's
might
trying to
even
follow
kill
up.
him
He's
here.
trying to follow up on his own force.
40.
Oh man.
That Uber lasted forever because he wasn't healing anyone.
Yeah. So that puts his team in a really good position. I mean, you might look at it as overextending to try to go for that kill there, but if he had got that kill, that would have mattered a lot. And he's going to be back in this fight before a real serious exchange occurs.
Seymour dies to a trap, so doesn't really get Red an advantage, but gives him some breathing room.
Yeah, it at least makes it so that they can hold yard comfortably rather than having to, you know, kite this back around mid. Tooth holding stairs and getting absolutely demolished by that soldier. They could just push left side and jump behind him and he'd die easily. But looks like the combo is still situated over to the right. Sticky's around the point. They're gonna Uber. They feel like they have advantage, but it wasn't big enough. So maybe not optimal building, but they still do manage to pick up basic. Now Schwan in a world of hurt. He's going for the demo, man. The shoddy, man, shoddy. But
forcing a switch there was, well, I guess it didn't really matter. His team wasn't close, but
yeah,
at least he got the force.
it was just misread off the Uber. They thought they had advantage. They didn't have enough of an advantage to do that play. You need to, you know, make more of a spam fight. But when you do have advantage, you can just go like that. Pipes from Dougie, almost good enough to kill the demo. Actually, the roller's good enough to kill the demo. So now it's Tooth versus the world, and you can't take a bite out of that. So Thrickster now going into last. Basics up somewhere, I don't know where. Hopefully close to the point, but not close enough. He was actually hiding top, I guess, to try to make a play. That puts it 2-2 to Vector. Surprisingly even, I think Vector's been getting the better of these mids for the most part, but Mike's team was punishing Vector a lot, but they seem to have ironed out some of the mistakes. I'm not sure if this is their first scrim of the day. I mean, first scrim of the week practically, since it is Sunday. They weren't playing yesterday and Friday, obviously.
Hopefully.
That'd be way too try
I'm gonna
hard.
watch Mile. He's gonna jump out of garage, and he fails his jump. I'm sorry, Mile.
Look at these nerds.
But he still jumps in and gets a lot of damage on garage. Looks like Blue got stuck.
Yeah, I was just watching Dougie G the entire time, but I didn't see any real forward momentum from Blue, and their soldiers just not creating room for them in that case. I did see a soldier out to the right side, so I might be talking craziness, and they may have had a jump, but it just wasn't as effective as Vector's, because in the end, Vector's combo managed to just get on the point. Demo Medic are on the point and spamming everywhere, and Blue still caught up in their garage. It's not a good situation.
And they're just gonna wait for spawns and buffs and should go.
Yeah, they're pretty buffed. As soon as Schwan gets there, I expect them to go. And here he is now. So Schwan probably going to take this Uber. Looks like they want to push right. No, they're going to push left. That's good enough. Checking the old sticks. We're not checking the sticks. Who cares? Maybe they were called. But Schwan now jumping in. Ah, he's too far. He did the max distance jump and he didn't get the pop flash as he jumped. This is like the pain of Medic is when your soldier does a max distance jump, you disconnect for like a second and a half, even if you're Wing right after him. So when a push like this, what DJC... Okay, I'm criticizing a non-medic main for the finer points of when to pop Uber, so put it where you may, but you have to pop as he's in the mid-air so that he's flashed until you meet up with him. And it does kill a lot of your Uber, but when you have Uber advantage, that aggressive jump is totally worth it. The alternative is your soldier has to take a non-max distance jump, or has to take a jump safely enough so that you can meet up and he only takes maybe like 150 damage in the meantime. But Schwan was going balls deep and DGC was not on the same page, so still, they have another attempt because they got the force out and DGC lived, so it's basically the same situation. A bit more Uber for slips, but you know, it's not going to matter. They can do exactly the same thing with an aggressive jump and there'll be trouble. Trickster is Spy, so they're probably waiting for this kind of play, but
Nice.
He's dead, but Medic's dead, so Vector can just do whatever they want. They can run in and they can do 360s between every shot. They'll still win this fight. Or maybe not. What is my reality? Okay, Mile can clean this up. He has buff. He's versus Tooth with 90 HP. Tooth's only got a 5.4 in ulti duo rating by Mike. So yeah, he can't do that soldier medic fight when he's got a third of the health. Alright. Vector's playing really well, I gotta say.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised. I mean, they have a roamer playing medic, but you know their mids are way better right now.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're just doing something. I'm gonna see if Blue can
so
get
much
out
more
of their
aggressive
garage
on
this
mid.
time.
Like, if I just fly into free cam here, now here's the big double soldier bomb from Mike's team. So they're identifying what they need to do. They pick everything right away. So as we were talking about,
they lose sips, but it's okay. They're gonna win the point.
Yeah, it doesn't even matter. There's one scout in, and they know he's there.
Spotted.
He's done.
Yeah.
He can't get out. Alright, so as we were, kind of criticizing, or I was gonna point out that Mike's team's weakness on these mids was they weren't like really establishing any ground with their jumps. They couldn't move to point. But this mid, big double soldier bomb to the left crate. It didn't even like really get on anything right away. It just made it so much easier for their team to move up.
Completely man-moding too. They got 2 picks and their medic wasn't up. Or did the medic die again? No.
No. This is definitely a spawn. This is just them rolling the dice basically. It's like those kills, they barely matter because Vector can't push mid off of it because the spawns are already back and Vector hasn't even made it out of it too. But now we have the same possibly fatal mistake. They weren't building Uber optimally. DJC is almost full because of the way the DJC died immediately and Slips didn't. But see, look, they're holding back, so they're aware of the disadvantage.
And Vector's not even peeking doors. And maybe they don't realize they have this huge advantage.
Yeah. I mean, like in the situations like that, obviously coming out of your left side from Red's perspective would be pretty fatal going onto those sticks. But you can come out with Z and possibly get on them. So I would have at least liked to see them peek. But if they weren't aware of the advantage, then it makes sense. Now we have a big shove moving left side out of Vector here. They're trying to screw up this soldier on the stairs, but instead Schwan managing to kill Mike. Vector's going ahead with the... Wait. I mixed up the teams in my mind.
Uber exchanged.
I said Vector was pushing, it's the other team that's pushing.
Vector, ooh, I really like that follow-up. I don't know if the Uber was lasting longer or they just...
Well, it was a bit longer, and also the first kill was on Mike. Like, it was the combo killing Mike right before, so they had the advantage from the get-go, and then Big Name Crew pretty much had no choice but to commit, and then, I mean, they almost got out. They were so close to getting out, but that they didn't. And now, maybe a little slow from Vector here. They're kind of resetting around yard, but there was no buffs, so they could have, I think they could have taken yard there before Big Name Crew had the opportunity to do anything. They choose to run a suicide. They're basically saying, we don't want to give you this Uber, but it fails about as miserably as it could fail. And now the only, even the blind debt fails, so everything fails, and now it's going to be, they can cap without Uber, they're going to take the Uber forward to last. A little bit, not the best pop with the soldier stepping back at the same time, but it doesn't matter because their position's amazing. The only thing is Doug G is pretty lit, but Ubers are really good, and that's going to seal the round unless there's some amazingness happening, and there isn't. So 4-2 Vector, already blowing away all of the predictions from chat because the closest we had for Vector was a 5-0, and everybody else was like 5-3, 5-2 for Mike's team.
Yeah, I think Vector's heavies are just playing a little better right now. I mean, Pink Name Scouts are playing decently, but that 5.3 from Tooth is really not.
It's
not doing the job.
At least 4. At least say it right. Okay. Big double soldier bomb. It's Mike's team's turn to get aggressive. Managed to pick up a frag onto the demo man, but this medic position from BJC is up top on the box, just styling around. But now their health is bad. They have number disadvantage. Vector should try to get out of here. They should really try to get out of here. Don't leave this medic alone. Oh, they're slow to chase.
I expect to see Seymour chase.
He's chasing now, but he took a critical step back. I don't think he's gonna get there
in time. Yeah.
Spam the needles! Spam the needles!
Oh, they're both low. He could kill the demo. Their spawns.
But look at the cap time. That's gonna be a big problem.
Yeah.
I mean, they can just
But they don't finish it off, so
like
I guess they
Tinker,
could
they can just
wait,
wait for
yeah.
spawns, and the cap is still gonna be there. But now they're holding up on point, so they're looking for that nice Uber exchange in the tight area. I might.
They're gonna rush left again.
Yeah, I'd predict left side because they used it before. But their combo's still on the right, so actually big coordinated spam from the Z and from the right side with their combo. Picks Schwan, forces the Uber, no pop yet from blue, and they have the pocket soldier there. Well, it's only a demo for red, so this is round basically. If he can land a shotty on the demo, which
yeah.
eventually does. And now, I mean, it's practically a roll to last. I mean, some spawns will come up here, but the numbers are so different right now. Mike's team knows it. They're jumping into the face. DJC going for the Uber Saw. He's just desperate to get anything happening here, and the Uber Saw is the right choice, but it doesn't work out. We have more spawns from Vector here, no cap time, but I mean, the numbers advantage is still just too much. Now they're getting on point. It's just a Demo Man, 24 HP, nothing gonna happen there. And there's the cap, so 4-3 now for Vector. After a strong mid-win out of Slips and company, and then basically just rolling through.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna watch Red's demo on this map, or on this mid, see what he can get down. He's been going top almost every time. Looks like this time he's not gonna do, he's just gonna go garage, spam their garage. Doesn't get the first stick, but he's sticking up their garage. I think he, ooh.
Oh man, he was
Both
super aggressive on
scouts
point, but his scouts
yeah.
weren't with him, so the scouts just take him out. I mean, the frag's still pretty even, and Remedy does go down, so it's Vector's advantage at the moment. And basic last guy, DJC's tucked away, he's getting shotted long range. That's nothing gonna happen there. This is just a late death, and there he goes.
Yeah. It's interesting to see nothing following up from that demo kill. I mean, their scouts seemed like they were able to get that kill without losing any health.
Yeah, it's maybe their focus was just a bit broken, because they could have had a soldier who wanted to jump the demo. Miles saying hello and goodbye to Tooth as he meets him in there up top. Scouts managed to pick up the frag onto Mile, getting a little over-aggressive, but now he has the freedom. He could go heavy if he wanted. And it's Uber advantage. I don't think they need to wait for Mile to spawn. He can either gunboat his way back in, or he can be follow-up heavy. It's gonna stay soldier, okay. So they're just waiting for the spawn, but this is getting a little dangerous, because we're getting into the range where Slips can kite long enough to successfully get this. So the Super is going to have to come onto the medic pretty quickly. Air shot onto Schwan. Pop keeps him safe. Lots of damage going out. Both teams really low.
Nice jump
Slips,
from Mile.
Yeah, Slips goes down, so that's why they waited for Mile there. And now Schwan up denying the spawner, and there's 5-3. Vector Gaming, your winners of this scrim. They win nothing.
Scrim status 1.
Alright, Sephi back. Snooze.